All right, welcome everybody to another very exciting day of trading here. We're just gonna kind of jump right in. I want to get this over with as quickly as possible. It has been a very wild day, and we finally had this little fallout right at the very end. I mean, right at the very end, we had this candle fallout. So there it is. We had this candle fall right out. And one of the things I was saying over in the members area. Right, I was saying in the members area that if you go over here that look, you have a red 2 on the daily and the 12-hour. Right, this red 2 is going below a red 1. And so when you're trading a red 2 below a red 1 in the TD system, this is a good place to be bearish. This is where you set your short trade at. This was a good short trade. Came all the way back up. This would have been a brutal short trade. And we have been sitting in our ETH shorts for a while. So we've been called out that ETH short. It's been a minute. Now, if you take a look at over in our Bollinger Bands, we opened and closed a brand new day below the support, which is now turned into resistance right here on the midline. Taking a look at our 12-hour, we're on the low side, but have not touched the lower end of the Bollinger Band. Super tight. I mean, this has got to be one of the tightest apexes we've had on this 12-hour. Look at this. It's just absolutely squeezed together. I mean, this is the craziest spot I have seen. This thing is going to absolutely just take off to the moon or dump out like crazy. Either we're going to go to 7,100 or we're going to crash down here to 5,900. It's going to happen soon, right? So I've been just keeping an eye on that. Now we have two brand new charts that I want to bring to your attention, right? This is our historical volatility chart. So this is my HV. There it is, my historical volatility. Now, this is one of our sleeping charts that we just kind of broke out of the vault. And I want you to go back here and take a look at this beast of a chart, right? Now, every single time, here's your trend line. You see your trend line right here? Every time you've tapped that trend line, look, dump, dump, right? Fall out here, dump there, touch the trend line, fall out again, and then just kept going down. Here was a moon rocket, though. You had a moon rocket, and then there's their last touch on this trend line from top to bottom, and this was the big fall. So you had this big fallout right here. So then you started a second trend line, and we're going to kind of zoom into this second trend line. So here was our latest trend down. So if you go all the way up, there is that first fall. This is the first fall off the last trend line. We then jumped over to start this brand new trend line. And then here you go. You got a little bit of push up, right? You came down, bounced off. You got a little bit of push up. And then this thing just tanked out. Now this thing did fall out from way up here. This is where this fell out at, this action right here. Okay, but you had to instigate this. You used this trend line. Second one, you came over here. Here's the second fallout. Now you really got to zoom in here to see the little dump. But there's the little dump out, right? Came down again, tapped it again right there. Had a little bit of a dump out. Then you came here, had a bigger dump out, right? Now you're all the way down, right? You're right here. You've tested the very low. And let's take a look at this trend line. I want to peel this thing all the way back, right? It's this red line right here. See this red line? You have broken the red line. You've created a new low on this red line that hasn't occurred the whole year. I mean, this is a brand new lower low on the historical volume chart, a brand new lower low. And what you have to do is you have to go way back, right? You have to go deep. And you can see now, let's hunt this baby down. Let's hunt this new lower low down right here. Now you look at this, came down trend line, right? So we tapped that trend line, absolutely perfect. Bing, bing, bing. Look at that. There it is on the trend line. Right now, the action off of this can be both bullish and or bearish, and I can't even tell you where, which, what the hell's going to happen. I just don't know. Right? I don't know. So we have to go over to our ADX chart, and our ADX chart's kind of the first thing that's been giving us clues. So we know we're on this trend line. I'm going to move this little white line up. There it is. So we're on the bottom of the trend line there. We're going to have to go back and look and see when's the last time we bounced off this trend line. So I already went back and traced the higher ones, right? I traced all the higher ones down. I chased him down. Let's see, do we bounce up this thing? I'm looking for a significant bounce. I see not. Ah, there we go. So we do. We have a couple bounces off this thing. Let's see where this is at. Right, here it is. We're going to dig in here. Okay, and bang, a bullish and a bearish. You just can't get any love here, right? Can we have some consistency, damn it? We can't even get any consistency here. Look, they tapped off that very bullish move, really bullish move right here. Look at that, super bull, right? And then came back and tapped it again. And looks like a bearish followed by a bullish action, right? So you kind of got a little bit of both, but this is definitely bullish right here. So this one's bullish, and this one is overall bullish. Now this was in a deep bull trend, so this is, you know, not much to be said. Come on down. All right, there's a bounce off there. All right, so you got... looks like a bounce up and then a bearish bounce. So we're just going to call this one a bearish bounce. So we'll put that one as a purple because that would be a bearish bounce right there. Here you got a second one. Ooh, look at this one. This one came down, tippy-tappy. So this one, same thing, bearish. That's a little harder to play. I mean, you kind of bounced, moved sideways, up, and then this is a bullish bounce. I'm going to call that one bullish right there. All right, keep cruising, bullish, 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 both bullish. Okay, I want to get all the way back here to 2000. I want to get deep. Let's get deep. All right, here we go. Okay, there it is. This is the last time. This is way back 2000. This is a bullish run right here, okay? So this goes all the way back to our bullish run. Look, we pierced through it, and then we made a massive bull run here, right? So this one did pierce through it, but that was a big green bull run. This one was a bearish one. Now, that was bullish also. I mean, that's it. You got to go way deep. And then you kind of, there's another one right there. Let's take a look at this one. Right? Everything off this line has pretty much been bullish. Right? Everything off this line has pretty much been bullish here. These are all bull. Right? Everything, look at that. Every single one of those has been bullish. Right? So we trace that all the way back. I mean, look at, we went deep on that, peeps. Deep, and you barely get any bearish. This is the only one, but look, it went bullish before it went bearish. So there's a bullish bounce and then it died. Okay, so let me pull this thing back. Come on. All right, so now we're at the very bottom. We're on our trend line. This thing is going to bounce. I mean, this thing is going to bounce. Now, this is going to bounce off this line. The issue is when you bounce off this line, you know, what is going to be the reaction here? And I honestly, I mean, this makes me a little bullish. This definitely makes me bullish for this line right here. This definitely makes me bullish on this line. So that just got blown out. So I had this trend line right here thinking we were going to bounce off that. That just got completely wasted. Blew that thing out. Look at these crazy hooks though. This is the thing. Back in the past, it didn't do these little, it just went down and bounced up. Right? It didn't do these little hooks like it's been doing here. It just doesn't do these little hooks. And I mean, we're at the bottom. What in the hell is this thing going to do? The hell are you going to do here? Right? Bearish off there. I mean, this was just a little bit. Scoot this thing over. I mean, it's just a little tick up right there. It's a little bearish tick up. I mean, bearish and then bullish and then died. I mean, this one right here just totally died. That's all this thing did. This thing just totally died out there. I just don't freaking know. right? I just don't know. And now the funny thing is we're on a bunch of wedge lines. You go over, you take a look, and you can see we're on a whole bunch of wedge lines. Yeah, the price action is absolutely insane. Let's see if we can pull a wedge line out over here. Let's pull up a new chart. I do have a new chart ready. So here's a new chart. Let's take a look at the volume first. So our 4-hour volume that we just closed out. Not bad, not bad. I mean, this was okay. This volume is pretty okay, right? You know, bearish volume, but volume. I mean, our volume was declining. We knew we were going to fall out, right? I mean, we knew we were going to fall out. I mean, our volume has just been dying down. Let's go and take a look at our daily volume. Daily volume fading. Look at this daily candle that we posted up there, that massive. I am sorry, that is a bearish candle. I mean, that is a bearish candle right there. It's hard not now. It's spinning topish. It's definitely a spinning topish candle. Right? That's definitely a spinning topish candle like this one right here. A little longer leg on the bottom, little tiny bit shorter on the top. Okay, let's see if we close down a new. Nope, they're still working on that 2-day candle right there. 3-day, you know, you're still marching down this bearish engulfing to a bearish engulfing. You're still on the inside here. You're on the bottom side of this. I want to peek over at our weekly. Look, our weekly, this is a bearishly engulfing candle for our weekly, and we have broken bearish on that for the second week in a row. Definitely broke bearish. Let's go back and rip into our 12-hour. This 12-hour candle, almost the same structure, right? It's almost the same structure, but definitely a little more bearish of a candle on this the 12-hour. Ooh, look at that 6-hour candle we posted up. Massive inverted hammer. Very bullish. That's a bullish candle right there, as if I've seen one. That's a very bullish candle right there. Right? No help. This candle didn't help. This was not, that didn't help at all. That candle didn't help. I took that last little push. All right, just looking at our candles, let me throw, I just want to throw one more thing on here. I'm trying to move it as quickly as I can because I feel that we're going to get some kind of a serious reaction here. I think we're going to get either a super bounce right here or we're going to fall out of the sky, one or the other. And I think it's going to happen really quickly here. So on the daily, no crosses. This almost crossed right there. Did get a bearish style cross on your 12-hour. That was still 2 candles ago. Looking for a little bit of a bearish. This is not really that bearish. The 30 and the 200, not that bearish. Crosses on, you know, this candles, just this cross right here between the 30 and the 200 is very weak. I wouldn't look at that as a bearish cross at all. I don't see that as a bearish cross. Okay, now this on the 4-hour, so this would be a bearish cross here on the 4-hour between the, nope, it wouldn't because the 7 is diving over top. So that would not be a bearish cross. So no cross is helping us out. None of the moving averages. The volume is actually picked up to be a little bit bullish. I'd like to see how this next 4-hour candle plays out. All right, let's go into our Rsi chart. Getting a nice little bounce here on Bitcoin, right? So getting a nice little bounce. Let's see if we can hold the Bollinger Bands. No help at all with the, people were saying they were looking for a short squeeze. There is no short squeeze potential in the shorts at all. No long squeeze, no short squeeze, no nothing. They're completely even. All right. On our TD count on our daily, no help. TD count on our 6-hour. Oh, let's go back there. I'm going to do our 12-hour TD count. No help whatsoever. Haven't posted up anything of significance. Still think we're just testing our J-hook chart. Now we did break south on our J-hook chart, right? So our J-hook chart did break south. We are chasing it with the indicator line. So we're going to see how far and how deep if this thing wants to keep going. But this is pretty significant right here. I mean, when you do break south on these these J-hook charts, you know, you're looking for that run down. Very not, you know, here you look, you got it up, down, up, and then died. So you've gone up, down, up again, down. Now this can pull up one more time and then die. That's completely possible. It would play out just like this, which is significant. And, you know, or you could turn around, go completely bullish just like this one did. So once again, up in the air, completely in the air. Here's our RSI chart. So this is my large time frame weekly chart. Okay, here's our weekly chart. Now we've moved into this brand new, so we're right here. We have very limited area to go up in order to break this top trend line. Right, got a very limited area to break this trend line. It's right there, 6,700 right now. This thing can move up 6,700 to test that top trend line. That would be our top test on our RSI. Now this did start to trigger low. This is what I was looking for, some kind of a trigger low. Still can go up, tap, and then die down here. There's my target. Look at this. Your MACD has crossed all the way back into here. It was hanging way out. This thing sucked all the way back in, and your Stoke is rolled over on the weekly also. So we're just keeping an eye on that. No help there. This is our ADX chart. This chart is super, super important. So using this chart together with this chart, so I'm going to bring these together. Okay. So here you have your historical volatility chart, right? And you see that we've kind of reached an apex down here, that it's decision time, it's go time. Something's going to happen here, right? So we know that something's going to happen here. We're just waiting for the reaction off of this historical volatility big mover line. Now here is historically what my ADX chart says. So back in the big crash we had way back, you have this is the August 10th area, July area. You know, so you're back in here, July-ish. Now, you had a very similar structure that played out. A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. You know, you got this wave up. There's your wave up. So this is the past. Now, if you look at your ADX crossings right here, look at how many times this all came together before it finally broke out. When your ADX chart on the bottom side, this blue breaks south of the orange. When the blue breaks south of the orange, that means that you're breaking bearish, right? It's a complete bear break. Now this orange line has not turned up. Once this orange line does turn up, then you will see that you get this big reaction to the bearish reaction once this orange turns up. Now when these do cross, every time these cross, you get a bullish and or bearish, kind of a focused both push and or dump every time these cross one another. You can go back on your ADX chart. This gives you a good historical indicator of where things are at, how they happen, and you see that now we have broken south of this line. Are we going to punch back up one more time? You look at the bear teeth. This is like a big maw. These are all big bear teeth right here, biting down on all of us, trying to wreck everybody. So I'm watching this. We have broken bearish on this, but that doesn't mean we can't turn back up into it. And the thing I want to show everybody, and I am going to update this chart. Give me 1 second. I'm going to update this to the members chart. So we got a members version. All right, here is the members version. And let's see if this is the right one. Let me make sure I got the right one here. Hold on. And hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, to resave it. Okay, and restart it. All right, perfect. So this is the 4-hour chart on the ADX chart, and I want to show you guys exactly what we were watching for this bearish dump we had. We just had this bearish dump, and what we were watching, if you go into your ADX chart, you pull this back to the 4-hour. Every time this crosses, and I warned everybody in all the little groups that I'm in, and I was saying, hey, watch out, there's a dump coming. There's a dump coming. Here comes the dump. And I posted this in every single one of them. Showed everybody my bearish bias, and it was because of this right here. So every time you get down into this level where your blue is clearly below your orange, you're breaking bearish with your blue line, your orange line, look at how deep this orange line is, right? So everything, your concentration with this is your histogram line and your blue line are both south. They're south and they're deep. This rarely happens. This rarely happens where this pattern happens, okay? And if you go back in time, right? So you go back in time, look, there it is, your histogram line and then your blue line, histogram line and blue line, both on the south side. And you look at this dump. Look at this crazy dump right here. So look, when you're both on the south side, you break through with this histogram line. There you had that dump right there. Same thing. Look, you're on the south side with both indicators. You did have the dump out there. Look, you had a little baby bump. You had a little baby push up, and then it just died out. Okay, there it is. They're both south side right now. And then here you had this. This was a little more volatile right here. This is a lot more volatile. So you had a nice little push up, and then you had the dump down. And we're going to go back, find one more. And this is way back. This one was in February, I think. Look at this one, late January, February. So there you are. You're on the south side of everything. You had this histogram line turned pink, head north, crossed over, and you get the little volatility inside of here, and then this eventually dumps down, right? So this dumps down. Now, the ADX chart says every time this action is down here, right? Every time you post up one of this action down here in this area where you cross these indicators, right? You break bearish. Right, you have a bearish run, right? Boom, 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 boom. There they all are. I didn't go back any farther and look, but I'm sure if I went back, it's kind of like the same thing over and over and over. I could probably keep hashing that same line out. So you see there they all are. This is the latest one. We haven't done any one in here. We haven't done one in here. There's nothing in here. So I'm watching this, and so my bearish bias on the ADX chart is a little bit higher, right? So I remember I'm 65.35 right now, bear to bull. So this ADX chart right here says, hey, you got to be careful. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 times in history this happened. This did fall out of the sky here. Now we have lost a lot of volatility in the market, and you can see that these moves have progressively gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. I mean, anybody can just go ahead and take a peeky at this and say, okay, that was big, right? That was small. It was smaller, right? There's this one, right? There's this one, right? So these kind of keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. It's just because there's less liquidity in the market. We've talked about that numerous times. So every time you've had one of these deep falls, you know, you do find the bottom, right? So you go there, you find the bottom, you go there, you find the bottom. You go there, right, and there, right? So this right here, once it's very bearish. This chart says very bearish. You know, it's hard for me to look at a lot of people on Twitter, and I know it's really confusing to watch Twitter right now. And I know it's super confusing to watch Twitter and everybody's saying we're going to the moon, or we're going to 10,000 or 8,000 or 7,000, or we're going to 5,000, and it's hardcore for even me because I'm watching this too, and I'm torn because I want to go up. I want to go up and load my shorts and then dump because I seriously, I'm sitting on shorts that have been unloaded up higher. I am also on BTC, but I'm also sitting on an ETH short that I've been playing out. That's, you know, I did take 30% off the table on my ETH short. It was like, I took like a G off. It wasn't much. It was just a little bit. So I did take a little bit of money off my ETH short, but I'm still sitting on a pretty substantial ETH short position with a very tight stop loss right now, just kind of waiting for this to all play itself out. I just don't like this right here. This chart is very bearish to me. This chart is confusing the F out of me, right? So I have to say, I am really, really confused with this chart right here. This chart is it's very tough for me because I look at this and I'm like, Okay, let me explain to you how this works. When you have a volatile market, that is what triggers the indicator. This is a historical volatility chart. So when you have an abrupt movement of price action, that's what triggers this chart. And you're measuring that, basically boring market, blah, 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 right? Just kind of a lot of sideways movement with a boring market, nothing much going on. Look at this. This is all kind of sideways action, dippy, a little dip. This is all sideways. Right, this is all just garbage trading right here, all junk trading, all this junk trading. This is bots eating you alive. It's very simple. You stay out of this area. This chart just says, look, don't trade here. This is bad place to trade. Don't trade here. This is a bad place to trade. Now, when I do look at this chart, one thing I do notice, and the first thing I do notice is, there is a trend in this chart. You kind of do have a trend. Look, this is moving up right there. Right, there's an upward trend, right? You see there's a kind of an upward trend that does play out, right? Then the same thing, you get this divergent trend where this trend is playing down, right? So which is what? Where's what the hell's going on? Actually, this should start right there. So that should start right there. There's that one. There's that one, right? So these are your trends, right? These are clearly trends, and I would probably scoot this one back to right there. Okay, and then you've got this one. Now, this doesn't help me. It really doesn't help me to look at these trends and to play this out, but you can see that there is a trend. Is this bullish divergence? Is that what that is? Is this bullish divergence? Is this marching up here, right? If that is true, then is this bullish divergence? Is this moving up here? So that would sit kind of well with me, right? And then look here. Is this bearish divergence? Nope, because that would be bullish because your trend is moving down, right? So our trend is moving from high to low. And then you finally got the pop, right? So you got this bullish pop, but look, high to low. And then this thing dumped. So that didn't work out. That's sucky. Is there some trend in here that I'm missing? What is the trend? There to there. There to there. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I see that bottom trend line. And I'm watching this bottom trend line. I know this thing is about to freaking explode, right? Explode up, explode down. It doesn't want. It just can't go any lower, right? It just can't go any lower. It just doesn't want to. It doesn't want to go any lower. And this thing is gonna either just pop off here. And if it pops off, it can just as well die. It can die just as easy when it does pop. Right? This thing could just die, just roll over and die for, a couple hundred points, whatever it is. Or more, or greater. All right. Here on this, here's our localized chart. So our localized chart, here's all of our fibs. We had a lot of resistance. Here's the 5-0. Here's our 618. So I was watching these as a high side resistance before they hit this trend line right here. Now, since we've moved deeper, you still got this trend line up here that's possible, but it's pretty high. I would look at the 618 up here and or the trend line as your top line resistance. If this thing does explode and breaks this, right, and breaks this trend line, which is 100% possible based on this short that's way up here, and it's fading. Now, this is fading quickly. The lower this goes down, the more the retraction of this I'm expecting. So this short call, the least, I'm not expecting this to come all the way back up. If this thing keeps dumping down here, it's just going to kind of fade away and die. This is like last chance gasp. You got to make a run for it here. Otherwise, if this falls out today over the next 24 hours and we get down here and test into the 6,300 range, I mean, this is where this has got to catch. This is the catch or die zone right here. Catch or die 63-ish. And then you got the 64-ish resistance. Never touch this. So I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable with this as a bottom right here because it never got down here and really tapped with something I would look as significant. Right? Historical support right here, 64.60. right? Didn't get it. Didn't get it. There's that. There's that. A moving average is not helping us. Let's look at our crosses. Let's look for some crosses. All right, so look at, there you go. All right, so on their 12-hour, you're about to have a cross. Look at our Stoke. Look at our Stoke on a 12-hour. Now we have broken bearish on our Stoke. Right, our Stoke is clearly broken bearish on us. And now when this Stoke does break this far, it's really hard to hold this thing up here, okay? Really hard to hold this thing up. You're basically looking for a bounce, something like this over here. You're looking for a double bottom. And let me pull this trend. Let me give me a trend line real quick. Right, look at this. This is a bearish, this is a bullish double bottom here. Okay, double bottom, and then snap. Let's go up and take a look, see if we had any crosses and or above here. Okay, so on this chart right here, your Tenkan and your 20 MA were both on the bottom side. I see where the price tried to fall out twice, landed on the support line, bounced up. Right, and here our Tenkan is on and our 20 MA are both on the high side. So we definitely have moved. The price action is much weaker over here. If this doesn't hold, this is going to break down. Now this is a 12-hour chart. This shows me this doesn't have far, right? This doesn't have far to go. So if this does break down here, you'd really be looking for that 64.50, 63.50 range. That would make a lot of sense for a bounce in here, right? To come down here, get yourself a little bounce off that thing and play that out. Now I want to take a look at this. I want to dig into this really tight and look at this trend we have. So we have this, we have the 20 about to cross over the Tenkan line. Quasi. I mean, this, I don't like it because it's on the price action. Right? I don't like it because it's on the price action. Yeah, if it wasn't on the actual price action, I would like this cross a whole lot better. Right? Look, here you had it cross. So there's the 20 rolling over the Tenkan. You came up into it and it eventually died. Yeah, same thing here. So there's your cross, just smacked it down bearish, but it wasn't on the price action line. So I don't like that. I'm going to go up to a higher or lower time frame. See what I've got there. Look at your historical. Look at your support. Look at this Kaijun line. Just look at this. This is a 12-hour chart. Look at how long this Kaijun on this 12-hour chart has chugged sideways. Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable how long that thing is just completely cruised sideways. I mean, you just can't find that anywhere. Right now we are in there where the cloud is red right above us. We are in the cloud. Oh, no, we're right below the cloud on our 12-hour. Look at this, our 12-hour. You just couldn't. It's trying to break up into the cloud. Couldn't. Came back down. Testing one more time. I want to see the daily. There's your support, 64.70. There's your resistance, 66.42. Okay, now watch this line. This Kaijun will act as a very heavy resistance line. All right, just nope, no help right here with anything. Take this to 2-day. I don't think we're closed out our 2-day. Take it to 3-day. All right, so our 3-day. Not much help on the 3-day here. Not much help on the 3-day. You did get this spinning top that turned out the other day, though. I want to keep an eye on that. 6-hour. All right, same thing. Your price action is lower than the Tenkan line, and you got your Kaijun on the bottom. Look at all this linear movement on the Tenkan, just completely moving sideways here. There's your support, 64.82, 64.70. That's on multiple timelines. And, ooh, all three of them on the top side. running parallel with one another. Big move in the making. Big move. Boy, that's looking, they're all running parallel. You got a big move. Right? It's not often you get them completely, all three of them, just totally in a little parallel channel to one another. Trying to find something like that. There it is right there. Yeah, they're not all, they're all different though. Give me a second here, peoples. All right. There it is. All three of them. Sideways action, bullish breakout. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is, you've got all three of them right here. I know, likey. See, look at here. Look at all of them clumped right here on the bottom, and then bam. Right? They're all clumped right here on the top. With the green cloud under them. Look at that. Test the green cloud. Tap the green cloud. Tap the green cloud. All perfect. Look at that. They've hit the cloud 3 times. Right? Hit the cloud 3 times. All perfect. That's pretty amazing right there. That cloud is really, that's pretty cool. Right? Is it going to fall through? We're going to have to see. Okay, let's move right along. Bollinger Bands, we already talked about it. High and low, danger point. It's the 12-hour that has me worried right now. The 12-hour, I just think it's going to explode. Something's going to happen. There's that. No help. J-hook break. Higher time frames. Still in this rising, falling out of the rising flag, out of this massive flag. So we are falling out of this for sure. Nice bounce by the, really nice bounce. Right? RSI, really nice bounce by Bitcoin. Look, last time you came up a little lower last time, then you broke all the way down, just like this. You broke all the way down, then you broke out, and you did get a little bitty run right here. Where's this run? Oh, no, you got a really good run. Got a great run right there. I'm just torn, peoples. I'm absolutely torn. I did take profit on my short, just FYI. Okay, let's take a look at this is my J-hook chart, right? So here's my J-hook chart. Did break out of the wedge. RSI, look at that, came down perfectly, absolutely perfect. Look at, I said bear break equals 64.50, right? Where did we get to on price action? Price action came down to, where did it go? 64.68. Look at that. 64.68, the low wick right here. Right? Look at that. It's called that baby 64.50. Wow. Eyeballed that price action. Thank you very much. With the RSI wedge. That was pretty nifty. I'll take that. So there's your wedge you're forming out right there. And, you're in this bullish or bearish, and you're still on the bearish side. You're on the bearish side of this. The RSI has to get up higher to break over that. Here you go. Here's take a look. We got a long way to go on the Stoke. So your Stoke has got a long way to go on this daily chart right here, right? The daily chart's got a long way to go. Yeah, let me get this up here. Sorry. Yeah, that Stoke is evil. Now, listen, this is hanging on here. It's hanging on there, right? Just hanging on. It's trying to break free. Daily, deep. Okay, this is, listen, everybody. There's two charts that I'm riding right now. Two charts. Right? That's it. I'm just riding two charts right now. There goes the Bitcoin, big Pac-Man monster. Okay, there's two charts I'm riding right now. I'm riding this one right here. Right? This is my ADX. This is my historic volatility chart. And I'm riding my this one right here. It's my ADX chart. Right? These are the two that are going to play out over the next coming, I don't know, 6 hours maybe, 12 hours. And we're going to kind of see what is going to actually, how this is going to play out. But this is bearish. This is a bearish break. This is bearish. We need one more push up is what we're looking for. I still think this is the key right here. We're at the time. We're at the place. We're at the moment. Somebody's got to pick a team. Right? Yes, no, we don't have any, no calls here. No calls, no nothing. Just weakness. I mean, just weakness. All right? I mean, we need to bounce off this thing right here every time. Now, do these bounce? I'm sure these bounce bullish. I'm sure these have a bullish, right? This thing's got to. Yeah. See, look. This thing just doesn't keep going up straight. I mean, it keeps going up and then it just dies out. But this thing flips bullish. This thing flips bullish for sure. And then it just dies out. Okay, let me get back here. I want to have that chart handy. I want to have this chart handy. And that's it, peoples. That is it. Right? Now, here you got you don't have a lot of range on this 4-hour chart, right? You don't have a lot of range. Just not. You don't have a lot of range. But also I don't see this I don't see how this is stopped on this line in the past either. Right? That line's not significant here on this 4-hour chart. Right? That line says I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I'm just going to go a little bit deeper, then I'll bounce. Okay? So that's it. I limited area. Listen, set your stop losses. If you are in the if you're in the ETH short that we called, you should be anywhere from 230 to 236 even. I mean, that was our short call. And if you're in BTC, I would just be looking up here for a wedge line. If you're in a BTC short, I would be looking for this wedge line up here. We'll look at your 618 and your wedge line all come together. You're going to have a lot of resistance here. So you could put it up here. Unfortunately, that's really high. Maybe just above the 618 or something like that. Set your stop loss if you're in a Bitcoin short. And if you're an Ethereum short, you can definitely move that short down into profit. I did scoop my stop loss down on Ethereum. And I did take 30% off the table. So if this thing does pump, I'm just going to be looking to catch it on the top side. And if I do see this bounce, and I've got this chart pulled up in the members area, right? I mean, this is in our members live stream. I mean, I'm watching both these charts are in the members live stream right now. And we're just waiting for this thing to trigger and pop and pump. But if this thing does pump, I would say limited pump, and then dump, and then I think it would go to the moon. Okay, this thing will go to the moon. I'm not saying the price will go to the moon. This thing will go to the moon. All right, so listen, we have a bunch of amazing stuff that just keeps getting better, and our channel just keeps growing. Everybody, listen, if you're in our channel, bull or bear, you guys got to go out and check our live scalping sessions, right? Our live scalping sessions right here, absolutely amazing with Rocket. They do it live, so they're on a YouTube channel. We don't record it. We play it for members only. So we hop on the channel and we're playing it and we're calling out shots, shorts, longs. It's all the targets. Look, there's the first one they played, 60% gains. Here's the second one they played, 50% gains. And all they're doing is just whacking these out. They're playing these quick too, right? These are quick plays. They're posting up all the targets. They're telling you when to open, when to close. Like I said, we got members over here making 2Gs in a couple hours just playing this out. Look at, there's hundreds, almost 150 members in there playing that right now. If you get a chance, come on over, join us at Until 1 Mil. We are having a blast. We're making that money, making those calls, right? We're making crypto fun again. Okay, we're making crypto fun again. So my recommendation right now is, if you're in profits, you can look to take profits, right? Because you should be in profits right now from your BTC trade or your ETH trade. You should be in profits from all those. Feel free to take profits. Please set your stop limits. Let's trade safe out there. This is a horrible, 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 horrible place to trade. You guys have got to be scalping only. Great place to scalp. Horrible place to swing trade. Okay, really, really bad. So, be careful with this right here. This baby is gonna pumpy or dumpy on you guys, and it's gonna just take out a lot of people. This thing's gonna take out a lot of peeps, right? So let's watch this thing. Maybe one last little pump up, and then we fall out. That's my hope. Okay? So thank you guys all so much for being here. Come check us out at until1mil.com. We are just crushing it for the Vamp. I am out.